Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. My opponent for this battle is going to be Mew2fanNate for what is pretty much the fourth time now. But it's because the thing is that a lot of the battles that I've had with this fella is they've been pretty good, to say the least, in all honesty. But yeah, I wanted to do another battle with him. This is a battle that I actually wasn't planning on showcasing it, but the battle was just too dang good that I just kind of had to show it, in all honesty. It's kind of odd because like I just showcased a battle with him just yesterday, so it's like another one. But yeah, another one and another one. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be using this Victini team now, and he's going to use pretty much the same team that I faced with him the last time. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And I say that because you would think that since I faced this team before, I kind of know a thing or two about this team, right? Well, you're gonna see in this battle right now, as it begins, that I'm gonna lead with Mega Medicham. He's gonna lead off with Landorus-T. In all honesty, I was kind of hoping he'd switch up his lead, in all honesty, but he actually kept the same lead. He led with Landorus yet again. I led with Mega Medicham, so he's gonna get the Intimidate off, obviously, unfortunately. But fortunately for me, after Fake Out, I am convinced that I can definitely take out this Landorus even with a nice punch, even after Intimidate, because of the additional damage from Fake Out. However, what I did not remember from this dang Landorus right out of the gate was that it was carrying that dang Yachi Berry, and as a result, I don't KO the Landorus first of all, and in return, this Landorus is just gonna hit me with an Earthquake, and my Mega Medicham is gonna take a lot of damage, and it pretty much cripples it for the rest of the match, which sucks. And it's early in the match, which is even crazier. So this honestly got me kind of triggered. So right out of the gate, I was like, you know what, YOLO. I'm just going to go for the high jump kick and hope something switches in. And something in fact does switch in, which is this Diancie, which is perfect. Because honestly, if there's anything I want so much chip on from Medicham right now with this high jump kick, is that dang Diancie that gave me a lot of trouble in the last battle. And so here I'm going to go into Landorus. This was a double switch. Because I switched in Landorus because I didn't want to lose freaking Medicham to a Moonblast from this Diancie. Because remember that as soon as Diancie Mega Evolves, it outspeeds me. So I just did not want to deal with that, and I felt like Landorus, which is Choice Scarf by the way, can maybe outspeed it and take a Moonblast and then outspeed out and then take it out with Earthquake or pivot depending on what I expect him to do. He ends up going into Ferrothorn. I hard switch into Victini expecting either a knockoff or an attempt at spiking, and he does go for spikes, and as a result I'm forced to switch out yet again into Mantine because I expect him to switch into Latias now to take a special attacking hit from Victini, because the Victini that I actually have on this set is actually a different one that doesn't have anything for Latias, unfortunately. Now this Latias, crazily enough, has Trick on it, and I actually went for Toxic, thankfully, because I needed this thing to be, you know, put on a timer so that I can stop doing funny things. Unfortunately though, because I am tricked into like Choice Scarf now, I cannot go for the Defog, so I actually have to switch out, and something has to take Spikes damage unless I'm deciding to switch into Landorus-T, and I think that's exactly what I do right here. I just go straight into Ferrothorn. Oh, actually, it was Ferrothorn. Dumbass. I thought it was freaking Landorus-T, but no, it was actually Ferrothorn. Because since he got one layer of spikes up, I figured, okay, let me just get my rocks up at the very least. So here, he's going to switch out the Ferrothorn, and now here, he's going to straight up hard switch into the Conkeldurr, and I was like, damn, because he predicted my Stealth Rock attempt. So here, I was like, okay, I am going to switch into, I think, Landorus-T here to get the Intimidate off, because I am convinced this is the Guts set, obviously. This is still the Guts Conkeldurr from last time. And as a result, well, actually no, I go to Mantine because I wanted to take a Facade first, and I wanted to see how much it would do. But this Facade ends up being a crit. I do think I can live one at least from one of these, which, yeah, if so, that's a big deal, honestly, because I could have used that thing against the Greninja later. Like, it could have discouraged it from going for Hydro Pumps or Water Shurikens, because Mantine has Water Absorb, but unfortunately I just lose it right here to the Conkeldurr. Then I go into Landorus-T to get the Intimidate off, forcing him to switch out so that he doesn't just stay in and take an Earthquake, because if he goes for a Facade and I go for Earthquake, I take it out with another one, obviously. So yeah, and here he's gonna go into Ferrothorn to take the Earthquake. It does a lot, so I stay in and do another one just to weaken this Ferrothorn, because this Ferrothorn is another mon that I just want out of the way, in all honesty, because it's too bulky and it's setting off hazards in my face. As you can see, he's going straight for the spikes right here, and I'm like, yeah. Now with Mantine gone, I can't defog, so I have to just be as offensive against this thing as possible to make sure it stops getting more hazards up. So here, because he knew that I was getting kind of antsy about the Ferrothorn, he switches into Latias, predicting me to Earthquake again, which is exactly what I do. And now here, yeah, I have to switch out, and he definitely knows it. So I think here's where he's gonna try to switch into Conkeldurr, I believe. Oh no! Actually, he stays in still and goes for Draco Meter. I switch into Ferrothorn, hoping he doesn't have Hidden Power Fire, and he ends up going for Draco Meter. Yeah, and I take it very well. Here, I do end up switching out this time instead of like protecting, and not to mention I don't have Protect on this Ferrothorn, by the way. I actually have Rocks instead. So here I kind of do have to switch out, like switch on a prediction, like double switch, predicting him to maybe try to go back into Conkeldurr again. So here I think what I end up switching into right here, well actually he's going to switch out first because he's faster. He's going to go into Conkeldurr, which was what I was expecting. So here is where I decide to switch out myself and go straight into the Landorus-T. And here, I think here's where I try to go for another Earthquake. In all honesty, it's because I wanted to get damage on this Conkeldurr as well. Because this Conkeldurr, I wasn't able to get enough damage in it last time. So I was thinking, okay, let's just try to go for the damage now, in all honesty. And here, he is going to go for the Facade. And thankfully, it's not going to be enough to take me out. I can live it. Now here, I think I tried to go for another Earthquake because I was afraid of him just trying to go for Mach Punch. I was convinced I'd live it, but I was wondering if he'd go for it, just to get the final residual damage before going down. But yeah, he's gonna just switch into Latias again, predicting that. So yeah, I'm being once again too safe with these dang Earthquakings. So once again, I'm forced to switch out. The good thing is that he's taking rocks with his Latias and Toxic, so I'm kind of in a good position to an extent. But even then, he's putting me in positions where he gets a lot of momentum, so and that's not good, obviously. I'm going to go into Ferrothorn now, and he's definitely going to predict this now and just go back into Conkeldurr, predicting me to go into Ferrothorn. So yeah, here I was just like, okay, I am not staying in even if he just predicted me right now. So I'm going to go straight back into Ferrothorn and get the Intimidate off. Yeah. And the switch in the Ferrothorn, or Landorus actually, was an intended sack. Like I was intending to sack this thing. I didn't think I'd be able to live a Guts boosted Drain Punch, but after Intimidate, I was thankfully able to live one at least. But now here, I was wondering if he'd be savvy enough to actually just go for the Mach Punch to finish off my Landorus-T. So because of that, I decided to switch back into Ferrothorn here to see if he'd actually go for it instead of Drain Punch and then take out my Ferrothorn, because I was convinced I'd be able to lose Ferrothorn right here thanks to the spikes, because the Mach Punch would be put in range for it to go down. But surprisingly, it's not. But I had to remember that the Intimidate was there, so if the Intimidate was not applied to this Conkeldurr, it would have definitely taken me out with Mach Punch. But because of the Intimidate from Landorus, I was able to survive the Mach Punch. But my Ferrothorn is now alive still, weakened but alive, and the Conkeldurr is gone, which is really, really good. But now here, he gets a free switch into Diancie, and this thing is definitely just going to finish me off with a Hidden Power Fire. I don't have a switch in now because a lot of my mons are kind of crippled now thanks to that dang Conkeldurr, and as a result, I just had to let Ferrothorn go down. So yeah, here I lose Ferrothorn, and I think here is where I try to go into Landorus here, because this Landorus is actually Choice Scarf. However, unfortunately for me, I do not know if I can actually take out this Diancie with U-turn, so instead of going for U-turn, I go for Stone Edge, because if he switches into Latios and I go for actually, I was just afraid of the Diancie surviving U-turn, and then I had to lose something to the Diancie. So yeah, I just went for Stone Edge to cover for the Latias switch, and if he does go for Latias. Here, he's going to send in Greninja, go for Water Shuriken. This is actually good. I'm glad he didn't go for Hydro Pump. Well, actually, I would have liked it if he went for Hydro Pump, because I am a Scarfed Landorus, but he knew that I was Scarfed, so as a result, or he figured it out when I outspit his Diancie. And as a result, he just goes for Water Shuriken. Now, this gave me an idea. I sent out Weavile, which is Choice Binded, by the way. And here, I'm going to hope he switches out. He ends up switching out, and I get the Pursuit off. The reason why I needed this Pursuit damage on this Greninja is because it's going to come back, and it's going to be taking Rocks damage. And I was hoping that after a round of Self Rocks, I'd be able to take it out with an Ice Shard. Now here, he's going to go into Landorus to get the Intimidate off, which is annoying. I'm going to stay in to go for Pursuit. I know this thing is not Scarf himself because it was Yachi Berry earlier. This time I did not forget. And here he's now going to go back into Greninja just to go for the Hydro Pump here. Now, I could have stayed in here, but I didn't want to because I wanted to just switch in Medicham. If he goes for Hydro Pump and he misses, I can go for Fake Out with this Medicham, or I'd force his Latias to take more damage via Fake Out. I was in a good position had I made the switch, in all honesty, but he does hit the Hydro Pump, and as a result, he's going to take out my Medicham. Now I'm not in a good position, so what I'm going to do right here now is actually go for Ice Shard and hope it takes it out after Rocks. So I go for the Ice Shard. It's boosted by Choice Band and its Stab. Unfortunately, it is not enough to take it out due to the resistance, and this thing is now able to Hydro Pump me. So from the looks of it, it's pretty much going to be the whole game at this point, because yeah, I just sent out Victini, and it outspeeds me because it's a Battle Bond Greninja. It outspeeds me even as regular Greninja. However, he does end up missing the Hydro Pump here, and I actually managed to get this freaking what's it called, Z Celebrate off on this Victini. And because he missed that, well, it's party time, fellas. This means basically now I get to late game sweep, potentially late game sweep his entire team now. Because now I get to go for Searing Shot. This is a move that doesn't miss. I don't have to go for Focus Blast because Focus Blast will miss. And Sword Power, it's immune to it, so I had to go for Searing Shot there. Now here he's going to send out Latias, which is still kind of healthy in all honesty. It's toxic, but it's still kind of healthy. I go for Sword Power because I wasn't sure what would do more damage, whether Searing Shot or Sword Power, so I just went for Sword Power. Considering all the boosts, I figured just go for Sword Power. And then here he's going to go for Draco Meteor, which despite the +1 I got from Special Defense from the Z Celebrate, I'm surprised it still did a lot considering it's a Latias, because Latias are not typically as powerful compared to Latios. But yeah, so here I just go for another Sword Power, and this is going to definitely take out the Latias. And his last Pokemon is going to be the Ferrothorn, which is also going to go down to a Sword Power. So yeah, that's going to be the whole game. Good game to your boy Mew2fanNate once again. Like, holy cranberries, dude. You've been giving me so many good battles. It's crazy. This battle, yeah, obviously, had he hit the freaking Hydro Pump, he would have definitely won this in all honesty. But the thing is that I was begging for that miss to happen in all honesty. Like, I was genuinely begging the game to not just be a savage and just let him hit the Hydro Pump. Because especially after how in the last battle I missed the Hydro Pump as well, losing a potential chance at winning against him in the last battle. So of course I was begging the game, just let him miss at least once, man. And thankfully he did, and thankfully I was able to get the Z Celebrate off, and I was able to late game sweep, or should I say reverse sweep, Nate right there, which was like, holy cranberries. That was a scary battle. Like, I genuinely thought I was gonna lose that yet again. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. But in a way, karma kind of like came in and just said, you know, okay, you know what, you've been taking too much RNG from this fellow. Let's give him some of the RNG as well, like on the against it basically. Like, let's raise my RNG chances compared to his. I don't know how to say it. Jeez, man, I don't know how to say it. But bottom line is that I missed Hydro Pump in the last battle, so I was kind of hoping he'd miss one at least as well, and not like I wouldn't be so unlucky as for him to just hit everything, because that would just suck. So yeah, anyway, with all that said, good game to Mew2fanNate once again. Check out his channel, his Twitch stream, everything, and hope to catch you guys for the next battle. But for now, just take it easy.